Right, first things first, search engine visibility. To have an effective online presence, you need to satisfy a variety of audiences. The people who might decide to buy from you, the people that will help you to sell your service and product, and the search engines. And today we're just going to look at your site from the perspective of the search engines. You might have a website, but that does not mean or guarantee that you are in the search engines or that they've visited your pages and that they've indexed them. In order to come up in any of the search results, you need to be indexed and you need to stay in there. What do I mean when I say you need to stay in there? Well, you can be penalised. If you do SEO the wrong way, if you use sneaky tactics to try and manipulate the search results, you might not get caught today or tomorrow by the search engines, but the day after you may well be, and they will take you out of their index for a period of time. So what can you get banned for? You can get banned for cloaking information on your site, so showing one set of information to the search engines and a completely different set to humans who come to your site. Having excessive duplicate content, buying backlinks, and various other things that I really suggest you don't get involved in. So it's important to keep an eye on your site and to make sure that it's indexed and to make sure that it stays there. So in this video, we're going to walk through and take a look at the most important things to check to make sure that your site is easy for the search engines to read, i.e. that it is coded correctly in the first place. And then we're going to go and have a look at how to check that your website has been indexed, what pages have been indexed, and whether or not you rank for your brand. If you've got no ranking for your brand, then that might indicate that you've got some issues as well, because you're unlikely to get too much traffic. Right, for this you need to be signed out of Google. As you can see from the screen, I'm not signed in. I'm doing this anonymously because Google personalizes search results so much now that if I typed in my site into here to check it, I would of course see what I want to see, because the algorithm knows what you want to see. It knows you visit your website hundreds of times. It knows that you upload to your website. It knows that you're the author of your website. Therefore, it is going to tailor your results to show you what it thinks you want to see. When you're doing testing of any kind for your results and for your website, and it involves search results, do not be signed into Google. So here we go. First of all, we're going to use a validation service that will check the markup or the coding of your website. We're going to use the website standards agency, W3C, to do this, because they're in charge of standards for coding. They're the people to go to. You don't need to use any other tools. You don't need to pay for a tool to do this. You can do it free on the internet. Let's go to their site. Right, here we are, validator.w3.org. All we're going to do is we're going to come down here and we're going to put in the address of the website that we're going to check. Okay, here we go. I've put in kittywalker.com. It's a fully coded site. It just has dummy content in it at the moment, but we're not interested in the content at this moment in time. We're just interested in whether the coding of the site itself is good. In this case, it is. It's successful. It's green. This is the banner that you want to see. I'm going to show you a site that I've tinkered with earlier today to make sure that we do get some errors, and let's go and have a look at that one. Okay, this is what we do not want to see, a nasty big red banner telling us that we've got errors. In this case, we've got 4 errors, and the errors that I've made it return to us are ones that are easy to fix. If you are comfortable with HTML and CSS, you could fix these problems yourself. It's telling you exactly what the problem is and exactly where the issue is. You can go in and fix them. Not an issue. I have seen sites that have got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of errors. If you've used a template, if you've coded it yourself, or you've had somebody code it before accepting a site from somebody, run it through a validator. That is the way to check that you're getting a decent product for your money. Templates can be an issue. If you use WordPress or any other type of platform like that and you use free templates, there is nothing in there to guarantee that that template that you use has been coded correctly. Be really careful. You know, there are templates out there that have got malicious code in them where you don't want that. There are templates out there that have got backlinks to other people's websites embedded in them, but also ones that have not been coded correctly. And all of these things impact you massively with the search engines. If you've got malicious code on your site, you will be de-indexed by Google. If you've got coding that makes it really hard for any of the search engines to understand what's going on your site, or what may or may not be there, what may or may not be relevant, it's going to impact your rankings. So you need to just make sure that this is green, that everything, that the structure of the coding on your website is good. If you go in and check it today or over the next few days and you have a problem, you don't understand the errors that do come up, just ask me, pop a question onto the Facebook page, email me at kitty@indigogirl.co.uk. I may not be able to get back to you today or tomorrow, but I will answer your query. If you've got hundreds of errors, then I might be able to point you in the right direction. I'm probably likely to say to you, you need to contact a professional. If it's one or two things, I may be able to point you in the right direction to sort it out yourself, or be able to give you a piece of code and some instructions of where to put it to fix it for you. As I say, this is really important, something that you need to do. And every time you have changes made to your website, revalidate. It takes 2 minutes. Okay, the last thing we're going to look at in this section is the index itself. We're going to look at Google and we're going to do a site explore for your domain. Right, so as you can see, all we type in here is site reunite.org.uk. When we hit return, we get a listing of all of the pages that Google has indexed. If you had duplicate content on here, it would say at the bottom something to the effect of see more results that appear to be the same, something like that. In this case, we don't have any. So all you want to do is, you know roughly how many pages your website has. You can go through each of these pages and just check that your site is indexed correctly. If there is anything that is missing that is vital, then you can manually submit them to Google, Bing, Yahoo. Also notice that your attachments and PDFs, all of those kind of things, are also indexed by the search engines. So just go through, make sure that everything you expect to see and you want to see is indexed, and also make sure that anything that you've got marked as private, client information, private areas, make sure that that's not appearing in the index either. Sometimes these things do come through. But again, it's all fairly easy to resolve. See, you can have a quick look at the preview of the pages, make sure that everything looks right to you. Really easy way just to make sure that everything that you want to see is there. As before, any weird results, any questions, something you don't quite understand, not quite sure what to do about, just give me a shout, ask me, and I'll try and point you in the right direction. So the final thing we're going to do here is we're just going to have a quick look at your brand name. In this case, we're going to look at Reunite South London, which is the brand name for the website that we were looking at earlier. And as you can see, Reunite South London, which is their main brand name, is what is indexed. Perfect. What happens if you're not on there? Well, that's an issue. If you do find that you are not on there, give me a shout and we will walk through it and see what might be causing the problems. You know, you can get all sorts of software that will help you to track these things if you're running and managing your own website. Raven Tools, Market Samurai, Google Analytics, Webmaster Tools. Some of those are paid applications, some are not, but it is worth using them if you're doing this on a weekly basis, just to track your ranking in the search engines across all of your keywords, and also to make sure, especially with Webmaster Tools, which is absolutely free, they'll tell you any issues that arise, anything, you'll be able to spot anything dropping out of the index, any broken links, all of that kind of thing. It is really key that you just keep on top of this once a month, once a week, depending on how key your website presence is to your business. Just go in and check it. It takes 10-15 minutes maximum, once a week, once a month.